Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'll be talking about the retirement of Derek Carr and what this means for the New Orleans Saints moving forward. This on another episode of So Derek Carr on a Saturday morning in May announced to the world that he would be retiring. Derek Carr, of course, is 34 years old, so retirement wasn't too far off for him to begin with. But it coming on a Saturday morning in May was certainly a surprise for basically anyone in the NFL world. Carr was drafted back in 2014 in the second round with 36th overall pick by the, at the time, Oakland Raiders. Now he's had a long career. From 2014 to 2022, he was the Raiders' starting quarterback, and for this 23 and 24 season, he was the New Orleans Saints starting quarterback. Unfortunately, what's brought his career to an end is he decided to retire due to the fact that he is likely expected to miss the 2025 season due to a severe rotator cuff injury that he sustained that flared back up when he started practicing early on in the process this offseason. And faced with the prospect of having to sit out the 2025 season, either most of it or all of it, Carr has decided that it's time to hang up the cleats. Carr has had varied success in his career. He's never won a playoff game, but he's been a four-time Pro Bowler for his performances during the regular season, and his career passer rating is 92.8, and that's pretty good. While no one, I think, considers Carr like a future Hall of Famer or elite, truly elite, he was a good quarterback for the Raiders throughout his career, and he wasn't the best when he was on the Saints, but aging quarterback in another bad situation and expect things to change, that is not going to work out the best. Of course, the only reason he ended up on the New Orleans Saints was because the now Las Vegas Raiders decided he was no longer the right quarterback for them back in 2022, and a year after bringing in Davante Adams to play with his former college quarterback, they decided to part ways with Derek Carr, and Derek Carr found a new home in New Orleans. And in 2023, Derek Carr got the Saints to a 9-8 record, which, given that the Saints were not exactly the best built team out there, is saying something, but it could have been better. And in 2024, Derek Carr only played 10 games for the New Orleans Saints, and he only won 5 of them. So the writing was already probably on the wall for Derek Carr even after the 2025 season. Obviously, the Saints drafted Tyler Shough with the intent of maybe him being the future of the New Orleans Saints franchise, so Carr was already on the way out, but the retirement speeds that process up a little bit. So, what does this retirement mean for the Saints? Well, it means that they don't have a veteran quarterback anymore. Now, they weren't probably going to have him for 2025 anyway, but how this really affects them is in the sense of there's not a veteran presence in that locker room to guide the younger quarterbacks in the beginning of their careers and try and give them pointers and helpful advice. Another thing this means is that some New Orleans Saints fans are probably very happy because the fan base was not necessarily solidified behind Derek Carr. And there were probably quite a few voices out there who were already sick and tired of Carr being the Saints starting quarterback. But the biggest impact of Carr's retirement is the fact that there is now a three-way quarterback competition in New Orleans for the starting role between Tyler Shough, Spencer Rattler, and Jake Haener. Now, Rattler has already proven he's not probably the guy. He didn't look that good at all in 2024 when he played. So Shough will have to prove that he's worth the draft pick the Saints used on him. Now, the Saints, they have definitely looked better, but this roster, there is some hope, because if Tyler Shough is good, the Saints will benefit. And if Tyler Strick is not good, it's even better because the Saints will, through being bad, be ready to, in 2026, to draft a QB of the future, whether that be Arch Manning or someone else. So, with that being said, guys, leave a like down below, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.